So I'm coming down off of my third 14er of the day, 10th in the state of Colorado and 12th 14 overall. Here are some lessons I've learned from climbing mountains like that up there. One of the big lessons is just like endurance or endure, right? Every climb is eventually going to end. Eventually you're going to summit. Eventually you're going to get back to the parking lot. When you're in business and you're pushing yourself for a Black Friday sale, when you're pushing yourself for a New Year's sale, when you're doing a 48-hour flash sale, when you are hiring employees, when you're firing employees, when you have problem clients, eventually all of that is going to come to an end, no matter what. It might not seem like it, but it will. So being able to endure to the end can make a huge difference in you being able to have success in your business and in your life. Another really big one is prepare. Like I got this kit on, right? I got like bear spray over here, and this one I have water / it's actually now like Dr. Pepper when I stopped for my resupply. Got more water back here, got gloves, got a jacket to protect me from the sun, got sunscreen, got my glasses case, glass cleaner, sunglasses. I have a headlamp, everything I could possibly need on an excursion like today, where I'm covering almost 10,000 vertical feet and 20 miles over 3 14ers. So the other thing, mentioned resupplying. Logistics win wars. We've always heard that. And, why did Eisenhower become president? Logistics, man. He was a marvel. And, he wasn't a perfect president, but, logistics win wars. Sun Tzu wrote that to get one handcart full of supplies to the battlefield will take 20. You have to think about what that actually means. So on this route, I did the 2 14ers, came down into the valley, and the valley is the parking lot. And that's where I refilled all of my drinks, my food. I actually, because I went up after daybreak, I did not have a headlamp, so I picked up my headlamp. I ditched my down coat because it had warmed up enough, which is a bit of a risk, but it was a calculated risk. Didn't want to pack it all the way up, which turns out this windbreaker was just fine. I'm just it's just so beautiful. Like that rock face, just gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. And over there in that valley, the leaves have been turning all day because it's like, I guess it's almost the middle of September, I think 12th. So leaves are starting to turn, just beautiful. Knowing what you need, preparing for that, making things easier on yourself. So examples in business are, making sure you plan for taxes, make sure you have money set aside for that. Make sure that you're able to set enough side of money to pay yourself, to pay payroll. If you do yearly subscriptions, make sure you have money set aside for those softwares. Learn how to trim the fat. You might have softwares you don't need. That's why I got rid of my down jacket. I didn't need it in the afternoon today. The other thing is when you're climbing a mountain like this, there are certain knowns. So I know the route length, approximately 20 miles, assuming I don't take any wrong directions. I know approximately the vertical elevation, just shy of 10,000 feet. I know where the parking lot is. I know where I'm going to resupply. I can look at and have a good idea of what the weather is going to be. I can do my research on All Trails, Trail Run Project, 14ers.com, Reddit. I can look at all these different sites to gather and glean information about this route and what I need to look out for. I can know what the 14ers are rated, whether they're class 1, 2, 3, or all the way through 5, and be prepared for that. And in business, you don't always know what's going to happen. So, we're looking at these clouds today. Sometimes when you're in the mountains, especially in the summer, those clouds will shoot up a plume and turn into thunder cells. And you might think, oh, that cloud's far enough away, it's not going to be a problem, right? But winds can shift dramatically, right? It's good to know typically what direction the wind blows, but you also have to acknowledge that weather conditions can change, and that every mountain, learning how atmospheric conditions go on around either standalone mountains. So a good example, like Mount Shasta, has its own climate. It will spawn clouds over it from the moisture on the glaciers. Here, in the Rockies, you have more of a range. So you're not necessarily facing it creating its own atmosphere necessarily as much, but how the weather blows in and comes across these different ranges is different. So knowing and trying to look and understand what could possibly go wrong there. You could also potentially not know how well the trail is maintained. You could also make a wrong turn, or you might have to do path finding or route finding. These are all different things that, like in business, you might not know how many sales you're going to make, but you can prepare. You can estimate, like, okay, if I post 3 TikToks a day, at the minimum, no guarantees of going viral, right? World doesn't owe you jack crap. But you can say, hey, if I post 3 videos a day, 200 views a video, 600 views a day, post that across all 5 of the big social platforms, give me 3,000 views a day, 100,000 views a month, I will make sales. And you can plan around that. You can plan around what you can do, and you can have contingency plans. So let's say you monitor how much your average view video gets, right? And your average views per video, let's say it's 5,000 views. But let's say you have an off month that's 2,500. Well, maybe you need to supplement that with YouTube videos, podcasts, live videos, posting more shorts, posting more static feeds, posting more stories, cold outbound, promoting your posts, having contingency plans where you can actually say, hey, I'm going to take what was thrown at me, and I'm actually going to still make it work, is what is going to save your business and allow you to grow. If you don't learn how to do this, you'll limp along until eventually something kills you. And you never know what that is.